day unfolds. Instead of waking up and agreeing with weakness, stress, or sickness, you can choose to rise with intention and speak healing declarations that align you with strength, peace, and vitality. These 7 morning declarations are not just positive statements, they are deliberate, focused expressions that help you reject fear, restore confidence, and activate a mindset of health and renewal. When spoken consistently and with belief, they begin to influence your thoughts, your emotions, and even how you carry yourself throughout the day, creating a powerful shift from limitation to wholeness. I walk in divine health, and I refuse to accept anything less. From the very moment I open my eyes, I make a conscious decision that sickness has no place in me. It does not belong in my body. It does not belong in my thoughts, and it does not define my reality. I do not wait for symptoms to tell me how I feel, and I do not allow circumstances to dictate my condition. Instead, I rise with confidence, knowing that health is my natural state, and I align myself with it completely. There may have been a time when I believed that sickness had authority over me, when I felt subject to pain, weakness, or limitation. But I no longer accept that mindset. I understand now that I have a choice in what I agree with, and today I choose to agree with health, strength, and wholeness. I reject every negative report, every fearful thought, and every limiting belief that tries to tell me otherwise. My body was created to function in harmony, to be strong, to be whole, and I call it into alignment with that truth. As I go through my day, I remain aware of the words I speak. I do not casually declare sickness over myself. I do not say, I'm always tired, or I feel weak, or I'm coming down with something. No, I replace those words with life-giving declarations. I say, I am strong, I am full of energy, I am walking in health. Even if I don't feel it immediately, I know that what I speak begins to shape what I experience. My words are not empty, they carry power, and I use that power wisely. When discomfort or symptoms try to arise, I do not panic, and I do not surrender. I stand firm and remind myself that sickness is not welcome in me. I speak directly to my body and command it to respond to health. I declare that every system, every organ, every cell is functioning the way it was designed to function. I do not entertain fear, because fear only amplifies the problem. Instead, I hold on to peace, knowing that peace strengthens my body and calms my mind. I also understand that walking in divine health is not a passive state. It is something I actively choose every day. I nurture my body, I protect my thoughts, and I guard my words. I surround myself with positivity, with truth, and declarations that reinforce life. I refuse to dwell on negativity or to give attention to anything that contradicts the health I claim. There is a confidence rising within me as I continue to declare this. I begin to feel stronger, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. I realize that I am not powerless. I am not at the mercy of sickness. I have authority over my own life, and I exercise it boldly. I walk with my head high, knowing that I am aligned with health, and that nothing has the right to take that away from me. Every step I take today is a step in strength. Every breath I take is filled with life. I am not just hoping to be healthy, I am declaring that I am healthy right now. I embrace that truth fully, without hesitation, without doubt. And as I continue to speak it, believe it, and live it, it becomes my reality more and more each day. Sickness has no place in me because I have made no room for it. I have chosen life. I have chosen strength. I have chosen to walk in divine health, and that is exactly what I will do today and every day. My body is strong, restored, and filled with life, and I choose to believe that with unwavering certainty. I don't measure my strength by how I feel in a fleeting moment. I define it by what I declare and what I consistently align my mind with. Strength is not something distant or unreachable. It is present within me right now. Even if there have been moments of weakness, fatigue, or discomfort, I refuse to let those moments define my condition. I speak strength into my body, and I call restoration into every part of my being. There is a renewing power that flows through me, and I acknowledge it. My body is not working against me, it is working for me. Every system, every organ, every cell is designed to function in harmony, and I bring it into alignment with that purpose. I do not see myself as broken or failing. I see myself as being restored, renewed, and strengthened from the inside out. No matter what I have experienced before, today is a new opportunity to walk in vitality and wholeness. When I say that my body is restored, I am declaring that nothing is beyond repair. Every area that has felt weak is being strengthened. Every place that has been worn down is being renewed. I don't dwell on what used to be or what went wrong. I focus on what is happening now. Restoration is not just a distant hope. It is a present reality that I embrace fully. My body responds to my belief, and as I speak life, it begins to reflect that life more and more. I also recognize that life is not meant to be lived in constant exhaustion or limitation. I am filled with energy, with vitality, with a sense of movement and purpose. Life flows through me, not sluggishly or weakly, but powerfully and consistently. I am not dragging myself through the day. I am moving forward with strength and clarity. Even when challenges arise, I don't collapse under pressure. Instead, I rise with resilience because strength is rooted deeply within me. I am careful about what I allow into my thoughts because I understand that my mindset influences my body. If I constantly think in terms of weakness, my body will follow that pattern. But when I fix my thoughts on strength, renewal, and life, my body begins to respond accordingly. So I choose thoughts that uplift me, thoughts that reinforce my declarations, and thoughts that align with the strength I claim. I do not entertain negativity or doubt because they have no place in the reality I am creating. As I go about my day, I carry this awareness with me. I don't speak carelessly about being tired or worn out. Instead, I affirm that I am energized and capable. Even if I need rest, I see it as a way to recharge, not as a sign of weakness. My strength is steady, not fragile. It doesn't disappear at the first sign of difficulty. It remains, it endures, and it grows stronger as I continue to affirm it. There is also a deep sense of confidence that comes with this. Declaration. I am no longer uncertain about my condition. I am no longer waiting for proof before I believe. I believe first, and then I see the results follow. I trust that my body is responding, that restoration is taking place, and that life is flowing through me in every moment. I am not defined by past experiences of weakness or illness. Those things do not determine my future. What defines me is what I choose to declare and believe right now. And right now I declare strength. Restoration, I declare life. My body is strong. My body is being restored continuously. My body is filled with life that cannot be diminished. I carry that truth with me, and I allow it to shape how I think, how I speak, and how I live. And as I continue to stand in this declaration, I see it becoming more real, more evident, and more powerful in every part of my life. Every cell in me responds to healing and wholeness, and I embrace that truth with full conviction. My body is not random or chaotic. It is intelligent, responsive, and designed to function in harmony. Each cell carries within it the ability to repair, restore, and renew. I am not disconnected from that process. I am actively influencing it through what I believe, what I focus on, and what I speak. When I declare healing, I am not speaking into emptiness. I am speaking to a system within me that is listening and responding. I picture every cell in my body coming into alignment with health. From the smallest unit to the largest system, everything is working together for my well-being. There is coordination, there is balance, and there is purpose. I refuse to think of my body as something that betrays me. Instead, I see it as something that cooperates with me, something that responds positively when I speak life over it. I shift my mindset from doubt to expectation, knowing that healing is not far away. It is happening within me right now. Even when I cannot see it, I know that restoration is taking place at a deep level. Cells that may have been stressed or weakened are being renewed. Systems that may have been out of balance are coming back into order. I don't need to understand every detail of how it happens. I simply trust that it does. My role is to stay aligned with healing, to continue speaking it, and to refuse to contradict it with fear or negativity. There is power in consistency. When I repeatedly declare that every cell in me responds to healing, I reinforce that message within myself. I am not sending mixed signals. I am not speaking healing one moment and doubt the next. I remain steady, focused, and intentional. My words become a steady influence, guiding my body toward wholeness. I understand that change may not always be instant, but it is always in motion when I stay aligned with the right declarations. I also recognize the importance of my thoughts in this process. My mind and body are connected, and what I dwell on internally affects me physically. So I choose thoughts that support healing. I imagine strength, vitality, and balance within me. I see myself functioning at my best. I let go of images of illness or limitation, and I replace them with images of wholeness. This mental alignment strengthens the declarations I speak, creating a powerful internal environment for healing to take place. When challenges arise, I do not let them shake my confidence. If I feel discomfort or notice symptoms, I don't immediately assume the worst. Instead, I return to my declaration. I remind myself that every cell is responding to healing even if I don't feel it yet. I stay calm, I stay focused, and I refuse to let fear interrupt the process. Fear weakens, but confidence strengthens, and I choose confidence every time. There is also a sense of gratitude that grows within me. I appreciate my body for what it is doing, for how it is responding, and for the progress that is taking place. Gratitude keeps my perspective positive and my focus clear. It reminds me that healing is not something I have to force. It is something I allow by staying aligned with the right mindset and words. I am not waiting for perfect conditions to believe this. I believe it now in the present moment. I accept that healing is active within me, that my body is responding, and that wholeness is being established. I don't speak against it, and I don't doubt it. I stand firm in this truth. Every cell in me is alive with purpose, responding to life, responding to restoration, and responding to the words I speak. I continue to declare it with confidence, knowing that as I do, I am reinforcing a reality of healing and wholeness that grows stronger every single day. I reject fear and speak peace over my body, and I make that choice deliberately, moment by moment. Fear is often subtle. It doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it whispers through thoughts, through what-if scenarios, through memories of past struggles or worries about what might happen next. But I recognize it for what it is, and I refuse to give it authority over me. Fear does not belong in my mind, and it has no place influencing my body. I do not allow it to take root, because I understand that what I entertain internally will eventually reflect externally. Instead, I choose peace. Peace is not weakness, and it is not passive. It is a powerful, steady force that brings order where there has been confusion, calm where there has been tension, and balance where there has been disruption. When I speak peace over my body, I am not ignoring reality, I am shaping it. I am choosing to create an environment within myself where healing and restoration can thrive. When fear tries to rise, I don't fight it with panic. I don't argue with it endlessly. I simply replace it. I shift my focus and I speak words that are stronger than the fear itself. I say, peace fills my mind, peace flows through my body. And as I say it, I allow myself to feel it. I slow down, I breathe, and I become aware that I am in control of what I allow to dominate my thoughts. My body responds to this peace. Tension begins to release. My breathing becomes steady. My mind becomes clear. I am no longer overwhelmed by uncertainty or anxiety. Instead, I am grounded, centered, and calm. I understand that a peaceful mind supports a healthy body. When I remove fear, I remove a major source of stress that can weigh me down physically and mentally. I also recognize that fear often exaggerates problems. It takes small sensations and turns them into something overwhelming. It convinces me to expect the worst, to anticipate decline, to assume that things will get worse instead of better. But I refuse to follow that pattern. I break that cycle by choosing peace and by speaking words that align with stability, not chaos. As I go through my day, I stay aware of what I am allowing into my mind. I don't dwell on negative possibilities or constantly check for problems. I don't feed fear by focusing on it. Instead, I redirect my attention to what strengthens me. I remind myself that I am steady and that my body is capable of functioning in harmony. There may be moments when fear tries to return, but I don't get discouraged. I simply respond again with peace. I remain consistent. I don't allow one moment of doubt to undo my progress. I understand that this is a process of building a new pattern, one where peace becomes my default response instead of fear. There is also a sense of authority that comes with this declaration. I am not at the mercy of my emotions or my circumstances. I have the ability to choose what I focus on and what I speak. I take responsibility for that choice, and I use it to create a better internal environment for myself. Peace becomes more than just a word. It becomes something I carry with me. It influences how I react, how I think, and how I speak. It keeps me steady even when things around me feel uncertain. And as I continue to speak peace over my body, I notice a difference. I feel lighter, more balanced, and more in control. I reject fear completely. I do not give it space to grow, and I do not allow it to define my experience. Instead, I fill that space with peace, strong, steady, unshakable peace. And as I continue to do this, I create a foundation within myself that supports health, clarity, and lasting well-being every single day. Strength flows through me, and weakness leaves now. I hold on to that truth with intention and clarity, knowing that what I declare begins to shape what I experience. I do not accept weakness as something permanent or defining. Even if I have felt tired, worn down, or limited, I refuse to label that as who I am. It is only a moment, not my identity. My identity is strength, and I align myself with it fully. There is a flow of strength within me that is steady and constant. It is not something I have to chase or force. It is already present. I become aware of it, I acknowledge it, and I allow it to move freely through every part of my being. From my mind to my body, from my thoughts to my actions, strength is present and active. I am not empty or depleted. I am being filled, renewed, and energized from within. When I say that weakness leaves now, I am making a decisive statement. I am not negotiating with it, and I am not giving it time to linger. I am drawing a clear line and choosing what remains and what goes. Weakness, whether it shows up as fatigue, doubt, or limitation, has no authority over me. I do not entertain it, and I do not give it permission to stay. I replace it immediately with thoughts and words that reinforce strength. I also understand that strength is not just physical, it is mental and emotional as well. My mind is strong. I do not give in to discouragement or negative thinking. When thoughts of doubt try to appear, I redirect them. I focus on what builds me up instead of what tears me down. I remind myself that I am capable, that I am resilient, and that I can handle whatever comes my way. This mental strength supports my physical strength, creating a complete sense of stability within me. As I go through my day, I carry this awareness with me. I don't speak in ways that reinforce weakness. I don't say I can't handle this or I'm too tired. Instead, I say, I am strong enough, I have what it takes, and I can move forward. These words are not just statements, they are reinforcements of the reality I am building for myself. The more I speak them, the more natural they become, and the more I begin to see them reflected in how I feel and act. There is also a sense of movement that comes with strength. I am not stagnant. Strength pushes me forward. It motivates me to take action, to keep going, and to rise above challenges. Even when I face resistance, I don't stop. I adjust, I adapt, and I continue. Strength is not about never facing difficulty. It is about continuing despite it. I recognize that my body responds to this mindset. When I think and speak in terms of strength, my posture changes, my energy shifts, and my actions follow. I become more active, more engaged, and more capable. I don't wait for strength to appear. I activate it by aligning my thoughts and words with it. There is also a growing confidence within me. I trust myself more. I trust my ability to endure, to recover, and to move forward. I am no longer uncertain or hesitant about my capacity. I know that strength is not something outside of me. It is within me, and it is accessible at all times. Weakness may try to return, but I do not give it power. I recognize it quickly, and I replace it just as quickly. I remain consistent in my declarations, knowing that consistency builds lasting change. I don't allow temporary feelings to override my deeper conviction. Strength flows through me continuously, not in bursts, not occasionally, but steadily. It supports me, it carries me, and it empowers me. I embrace it fully and let it define how I think, how I speak, and how I live. And as I continue to stand in this truth, I see weakness fading further and further away, losing its influence, losing its presence, until it no longer has any place in my life at all. I am renewed, refreshed, and energized this day, and I step into that reality with full awareness and intention. This is not just a hopeful thought, it is a declaration that shapes how I begin and how I continue. No matter what yesterday looked like, no matter how I may have felt before, today is a new opportunity for renewal. I am not carrying forward exhaustion, heaviness, or limitation. I am stepping into a fresh start where my mind is clear, my body is restored, and my energy is rising. Renewal begins from within. It is not dependent on perfect conditions or ideal circumstances. It starts with a decision to let go of what drained me and to embrace what strengthens me. I release every trace of mental fatigue, every burden that tried to weigh me down, and every negative thought that tried to linger. I do not hold on to what no longer serves me. Instead, I create space for clarity, for peace, and for strength to take its place. As I declare that I am refreshed, I become aware of a shift happening inside me. My thoughts feel lighter. My perspective becomes clearer. I am not clouded by stress or distraction. There is a sense of calm alertness, a balance between rest and readiness. I am not rushing, and I am not dragging. I am moving with purpose and ease. Refreshment is not just about rest, it is about restoration of clarity, focus, and inner stability. Energy flows through me in a steady and consistent way. I am not relying on external boosts or temporary fixes. The energy I carry is natural, grounded, and sustainable. It fuels my actions, sharpens my focus, and keeps me engaged throughout the day. I do not approach my responsibilities with dread or reluctance. Instead, I face them with readiness, knowing that I have the energy I need to handle them effectively. I also understand that how I think plays a major role in how I feel. If I dwell on exhaustion, I will feel exhausted. If I constantly tell myself that I am drained, my body will follow that pattern. But when I declare that I am energized, I begin to align my mind and body with that truth. I choose thoughts that reinforce vitality. I focus on what excites me, what motivates me, a sense of purpose. As I move through my day, I remain mindful of my pace. Being energized does not mean being frantic or overwhelmed. It means being steady, focused, and intentional. I manage my time and my energy wisely. I take moments to breathe, to reset, and to stay centered. This balance allows me to maintain my energy instead of burning out. There is also a sense of gratitude that comes with this declaration. I appreciate the ability to start fresh. I appreciate the clarity in my mind and the strength in my body. Gratitude amplifies my sense of renewal and keeps me grounded in positivity. It reminds me that each day is an opportunity, not a burden. I do not compare today to yesterday in a negative way. I do not expect to feel the same or to carry the same limitations. I allow today to be its own experience, new, fresh, and full of potential. This mindset frees me from unnecessary pressure and allows me to fully embrace the present moment. When challenges arise, I do not immediately feel drained or overwhelmed. I approach them with the energy and clarity I have declared. I remain steady, focused, and capable. I do not lose my sense of renewal just because something unexpected happens. Instead, I draw from it, using it as a source of strength and resilience. I carry this declaration with me throughout the day. I remind myself of it when needed. I reinforce it with my thoughts and my words. I stay aligned with it, knowing that consistency is what makes it real in my experience. I am renewed. I am refreshed. I am energized. This is not temporary. It is a state I choose to live in. And as I continue to embrace it, I find myself moving through life with greater ease, greater clarity, and greater strength than ever before. Life, health, and vitality are mine right now, and I claim the truth with full confidence and clarity. I am not waiting for the perfect moment, for ideal conditions, or for some future point where everything aligns. I recognize that what I declare and accept now becomes the foundation of my experience. So I choose to stand firmly in the present and affirm that life is active within me, health is established in me, and vitality is flowing through me at this very moment. Life is not something distant or abstracted, as something I carry within me. It expresses itself through my thoughts, my actions, and my physical being. I am alive with purpose, alive with energy, and alive with awareness. I do not take that lightly. I embrace it fully, allowing it to influence how I see myself and how I move through my day. Every breath I take is a reminder that life is present, strong, and continuous within me. Health is not something I chase or struggle to achieve. It is something I accept and align with. I refuse to see myself as lacking or incomplete. Instead, I see myself as whole, functioning, and balanced. My body is working in harmony, and I support that harmony with my thoughts and words. I do not speak against my health. I do not dwell on what might be wrong. I focus on what is right, on what is functioning, and on what is being restored continuously. Vitality is the energy that brings movement and strength into my life. It is what allows me to act, to think clearly, and to engage fully with the world around me. I am not moving through life in a dull or lifeless way. I am active, alert, and energized. There is a sense of brightness in how I carry myself, a natural enthusiasm that comes from within. This vitality is not forced, it flows naturally because I have chosen to align myself with it. I understand that claiming this reality requires consistency. I cannot declare life and then dwell on negativity. I cannot claim health and then constantly speak in terms of sickness. I remain aligned in my thoughts, my words, and my focus. I reinforce this declaration throughout my day, reminding myself that it is not just something I say, it is something I live. When I encounter challenges, I do not abandon this truth. I hold on to it even more firmly. If I feel discomfort or face difficulty, I do not immediately shift into doubt or fear. Instead, I return to my declaration. Life, health, and vitality are mine right now. I let that truth steady me. I let it guide my response. I refuse to let temporary circumstances override what I have chosen to believe. There is also a sense of ownership in this declaration. I do not say that life, health, and vitality are possible or that they belong to someone else. I say they are mine. I take responsibility for that belief. Accept it fully without hesitation or doubt. This sense of ownership strengthens my confidence and deepens my commitment to living in alignment with it. I become more aware of how I carry myself. My posture reflects confidence. My actions reflect energy. My mindset reflects clarity. I am not weighed down by hesitation or uncertainty. I move forward with assurance, knowing that I am supported by the life and vitality within me. Gratitude also becomes a natural part of this mindset. I appreciate what I have now rather than focusing on what I think is missing. This appreciation strengthens my awareness of life and health within me. It keeps my focus positive and my perspective balanced. I do not delay this reality or push it into the future. I do not say one day or soon. I say now. Right now, in this moment, I am alive, I am healthy, and I am full of vitality. This present focus keeps me grounded and prevents me from drifting into doubt or uncertainty. As I continue to declare and live this truth, it becomes more natural, more evident, and more deeply rooted within me. It shapes how I think, how I speak, and how I act. It influences every part of my day. Life, health, and vitality are not distant goals, they are present realities. They are mine right now, and I embrace them fully, confidently, and without reservation.